Hello and welcome to this coverage of the much anticipated season in the year from Bahrain International Circuit. Bahrain and the world is set to peak the 3 days of excitement as the Kingdom of Bahrain is hosting the Formula One Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix 2022. Each year, the circuit gears up for the Formula One and transforms itself into a platform for motorsports enthusiasts and avid fans alike to witness an epic display of mastery on the track as the drivers face each other in a thrilling battle that puts to test their agility and ability. Racegoers hold their breath as the race starts and let out jubilant cheers as the champion makes his way to the checkered flag. And this year, Bahrain International Circuit has put together an unbelievable lineup of attractions for racegoers who can expect limitless thrills and amusement at the first race of a new era in F1. The race will usher in the next chapter of F1, following perhaps the biggest revolution of rules in the history of the sport. We have a lot lined up for this coverage. Stay tuned. We will be back with more right after this. Welcome back. In cooperation with various local and international institutions, Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority has been preparing various programs and surprises to ensure maximum entertainment to all F1 fans throughout the current month. One of those magnificent surprises is the Bahrain F1 Fan Village, held for the first time ever in the heart of the kingdom's capital, as well as the return of Gulf Air's exclusive Formula One packages in coordination with Bahrain International Circuit. To know more about Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority's preparations and programs, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the Chief Executive Officer of Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, Dr. Nasser Qaidi. Hello and welcome to the special program, Dr. Nasser.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Dr. Nasser, can you tell us about the significance for Bahrain's calendar to host such an international, vital sports event?
Well, of course, the Formula One represents a key pillar of overall attractions for visitors coming into the country, and it's a global sporting event. It attracts a lot of eyes and attention. It's a very good indication of the confidence and momentum in the tourism industry, and especially in the sports tourism field. For Bahrain to be able to host, especially this year, the first race of the season is something very critical. And it falls very much in line into our objectives and strategies to roll out an aggressive tourism strategy. We get to showcase what we have to offer as a country. So obviously Formula One is a tremendous opportunity to showcase what we have. It's a platform for us to invite and extend our hospitality to all these visitors that are coming in from across the globe, getting them to experience Bahrain, what we have to offer. And so the Formula One gives us a very important and critical platform to be able to do that in the most effective way, and where it also encourages the entire community of businesses in the private sector to also collaborate and come together to contribute to this Formula One spirit and engage in encouraging activities that can also enhance tourism offerings during this period.
Of course, and Bahrain was fortunate enough to actually host the testing as well. So we had like an extra weekend for people to come in and enjoy more of what Bahrain has to offer.
I think this is just an indication that the content for F1, the content for everything surrounding F1 is going to increase all the time as we progress each year and as we host further successful events each season. It helps us to look at how we can extend, how we can expand to new activities, how we can scale up the offerings as much as possible. And so the more content we have, the more we work with the F1 and the Bahrain International Circuit playing a critical role into the success of all of this, is going to enable us to extend the calendar further and provide more exposure to Bahrain.
Of course, and adding on to that, can you tell us more about the preparations that were involved for this event?
Of course, any F1 event requires tremendous amount of preparation, organization. You have obviously a key leadership role being played by the Bahrain International Circuit, but obviously there's a lot of support coming in from other government entities, including the Ministry of Interior, the Customs Affairs, Airport, Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, and many others that are as part of this Team Bahrain spirit, looking to see how we can involve ourselves and engage in a successful organization of the Formula One. So what we're trying to do is make sure that we play our role, we play our part as a tourism authority, supporting the efforts to create a meaningful content calendar, looking how we can really enhance the offerings, and as part of that effort, which again each time we want to scale up everything that we have to offer so that every year it gets bigger and better, and I don't think we have a ceiling for that.
Of course, and talking about bigger and better, can you talk about the programs or the celebrations that are dedicated specifically for this event?
Well, obviously the F1 calendar itself has a lot of activities as part of the race agenda. You have multiple performance artists, Afrojack and these others. You have a first day performance by Eric Clapton, which is going to be something a lot of people are looking forward to. There's a lot of synergies happening with Aldana Amphitheatre, with the Bahrain Tourism Authority and others to again host different activities throughout the country. We have the F1 Village, which you mentioned earlier in Block 338, where we work with the different stakeholders in that community of restaurants to showcase again the best of Bahrain when it comes to what we can do and offer. And so there's so much content scattered around that where we want to really make sure that visitors coming in experience a great deal of activities within Formula One and as well as outside Formula One. And the Formula One race calendar itself has a full portfolio of activities when it comes again to concerts, children's entertainment, family entertainment, shows, performances, recreational activities. So really it's the place to be, honestly.
Of course, and you previously mentioned about the cooperation with several other institutions, including the restaurants. Can you talk about those, let's say, cooperation between the other institutions to prepare or provide the best experience for visitors and tourists?
Of course, those the names that I mentioned were the government or the public sector partners, but obviously there's a huge amount of partners that are working in the private sector, from the hotels and the resorts to the restaurants to the malls to the different entertainment establishments and different tourism stakeholders to Gulf Air. All of these working hand in hand to make sure that we create an offering that appeals for tourism. This is a tourism season. And it's very important that we engage them in a way that they can activate their potential and offer new solutions and offerings that can help enhance the tourism experience. So we are working with them from a preparatory stage, from planning stage, to develop packages, incentives, showcase different offerings that are all designed to not only attract more tourists to come in during this period, but also to keep them here and let them enjoy more of what we have to offer as a country.
Of course, you mentioned this is the tourism season. Can you talk about the calendar, the Bahraini tourism calendar that has been packed with a lot of events up until December?
Yeah, this is a very exciting period for us. We're embarking upon a very extensive portfolio of events and activities that are being launched this week. We have the food festival that will be launched on Thursday, day after tomorrow. This represents the largest on the 17th of March till the 31st of March. This is one of Bahrain's largest events when it comes to showcasing the food and beverage industry in the country, but at the same time it plays host to many other participants from across the region and internationally as well, so in terms of chef showcases and others. So this is an exciting event because it's also going to be the largest food festival that we've done. It will involve entertainment in terms of family, great place to hang out, performances, activities that get people to really experience it as a tourism showcase. So I do encourage a lot of people to participate in the food festival, both in terms of participation and in terms of an attendance standpoint. It will be a great additional supplemental offering to what's going on in Formula One. People can go to Formula One, visit the races in the evening times, come and dine, and so we're trying to create a lot of complementarity for those types of activities. Additionally, we are launching the Gold Festival next week, where again we're working with a lot of the stakeholders in the gold sector, the jewelry associations, and the community of businesses during this period of time to showcase Bahrain's gold sector, gold offerings, really to be a celebration of fashion, design, many aspects that Bahrain is well known for culturally. And so as a result, this festival, which is going to run for a full month and running into Ramadan, is going to take advantage of the Ramadan seasonal activities, where a lot of people do shopping, activities, in preparation for the Eid period. So it's a very good event to help stimulate and engage businesses during the Ramadan season, and to make way for what we're planning to be a big celebration portfolio event during Eid. And we have an exciting lineup of activities. We're working with different other stakeholders, including Aldana for performances, where Ahlam will be performing in Eid as well. Plus other stakeholders when it comes to malls and activities, creating more content, sales, promotions, really getting incentives out there for people to come and enjoy what we have to offer as a country, and trying to position entertainment throughout different parts of the country. This then leads us into the summer season, where we're launching a beach festival season, which we're also very excited about. The beach festival season is where we're working with different partners across the country, whether private and public beaches, to develop beachfront, waterfront activities. It could be entertainment, could be carnivals, could be different shows, performances, activities that will help really people engage all the waterfront venues that we have in the country, and really experience different offerings around the country. We don't want people to assume that tourism is only based in the capital. There are many sightseeing opportunities around the country, so our role is to work with these partners and create content where we can then help them to promote and link it with packages with Gulf Air and the hotels and resorts, really help everybody to take advantage of all these tourism offerings. And of course, this will continue throughout till the end of the year, where we'll have our festival city, which is one of the largest carnival events in Bahrain. And this year, again, we're scaling this up significantly. And beyond this, this doesn't even include the multitude of events and activities that we're working on hand in hand with the private sector. So you have projects in Marasi, Amwaj, Dilmonia, Harbour Row, Bilaj Zaar, many other partners, the mall, city center, avenues, many other of venues that are also participating in different events and activities, and where we are working with them to create content so that we can enrich the calendar of activities throughout the year. So any visitor coming to Bahrain at any point in time, they'll always have something great to do.
Exactly, and I can't wait to see all those events come to life, making Bahrain a place to be at any point of time, just like you mentioned. Before we conclude the special program, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think please take advantage. So anybody who wants to know more about these activities, to log into calendar.bh or to follow the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority social media accounts. We have a Calendar BH social media account which informs everybody everything that's going on in the country. This weekend, next week, every month, and so on, so it helps them plan in their activities. And also to reach out to any of our partners for any promotional efforts if they want to engage or understand more about what we have to offer. We will be happy to provide as much information as possible on all of our activities.
Thank you, Dr. Nasser, and thank you for joining us here today. And of course, we are all eager and excited about the amazing touristic activities during the Formula One weekend. Stay tuned with us. We will be back right after this short break. Hello and welcome back. A program of world-class sports races will keep the action going all throughout the weekend at the Formula One Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix 2022 at Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir. To know more about how the home of motorsports in the Middle East is hosting the kingdom's biggest sporting and entertainment extravaganza, we are joined by phone by Sharif Al Mahdi, Commercial Director, Bahrain International Circuit. Hello and welcome to the special coverage. What can you tell us about the preparations and planned programs by Bahrain International Circuit to host this year's Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix?
Well, the preparations every year for the Formula One Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix starts immediately after the previous year event. It's actually a non-stop process, and we have to be ready all the time. Everything picks up several months before. And once our position on the calendar is decided, so we start all the preparation. And these preparations include everything from the arrangement to host the fans, the sales activity, the coordination with different authorities and different entities, deciding on the entertainment programs. So that has been going on for several months, and we are really proud of this year's activities that we have, and especially the first of its kind Beyond Money F1 Village that is located at Block 338 in Adliya. Because this is the first time we go for such an event, and we are very pleased of the attendance of the fans, and everyone is actually talking about the event, going to experience firsthand some of the activities over there. So it is really a pleasure for us this year that we are having such activity.
What makes this year's event unique and special for Bahrain International Circuit compared to the previous editions?
If I want to simplify that, I would just say our slogan for this year. It's a new era. It's a new era in Formula One. It's a new era in motorsport in general. The change in the rules and regulations of Formula One is unique in history of motor racing. Major changes happen in the regulations. Major changes happen in the cars and the regulations on the cars. So we are really witnessing something that's once in a generation that all the motorsport fans has to actually be there to see it. It is the first race with the new cars. And this year, Bahrain hosted as well, not the first round. We also hosted the pre-season testing, which is something that all the teams were keen to actually try the new cars and see how can they improve the cars before the season kicks off. And that's for us. I mean, when we finished the 3 days of testing last week, and we have seen a lot of things that no one knows now, which team is better than the other, who is ready, how the racing activity will unfold, the different setups of different cars from different teams. So I would say that all the cars are shifted, all the cars are, no one knows who will win the first round. So we are very pleased with this year. We are very proud that Bahrain has hosted the pre-season testing, and it's an experience on its own.
How do you value the positive outcomes of continuous cooperation between Bahrain International Circuit and other local and international institutions to ensure constant success of this event?
Indeed, to simplify things, I mean, Team Bahrain, this is the magic word, and we are very proud to be part of this amazing team. We have cooperation with every single entity in Bahrain, all the ministers, all the entities, all the authorities we are dealing with. It's an event that takes efforts from everyone around the island, from the airport when everyone is arriving, Ministry of Information, Radio Bahrain, Bahrain TV, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Health. I don't want to forget anyone. But we have got cooperation from every single entity of Bahrain, and we can't thank them enough for all what they did to help us organize such an amazing event. And we are confident with all these efforts, we will produce the best ever event to the world. And as everyone is saying, Bahrain is in the middle of the eyeballs of all motorsport fans around the world, and we are confident that we will definitely provide a fantastic race. I would like to add that this year has been phenomenal in terms of ticket sales and in terms of the expected attendance. It's really amazing that we are witnessing a big increase in international fans coming to Bahrain. It's our best year ever in terms of the sales to international fans. We have around more than 50% increase on any other year in terms of international fans coming to Bahrain, and we are really proud of that. As you followed in the last few days, we have announced selling out all the hospitality, including paddock club, corporate lounges, and all the booths in the Bahrain Grand Prix Club tent. We also announced the sellout of the main grandstand and turn one. Very few tickets left in the other stands, and I urge everyone to don't miss this opportunity. Buy your tickets, whatever left from the ticket, before everything sells out. The channels, the official channels of BIC to buy the tickets, calling 1745000 or on our website, bahraingb.com, or our outlet in city center.
Thank you for being with us, and we are confident that the Kingdom of Bahrain will mark yet another outstanding success in the motorsports world. This brings us to the end of this coverage. We would like to affirm that the Formula One Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix 2022 is a once-in-a-generation event following the introduction of a sweeping new regulations and the huge design evolution of the F1 cars. Fans in the kingdom will have the privilege of being the first in the world to experience the pinnacle of motorsport like never before. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.